live. Welcome, everybody. This is the Fan Cave podcast. I'm your host, Joe Garcia. We've got a very special episode. I got my man Ben here, and we have our special guest, Kylie, in the building from Texas Tech Soccer. So
yes.
Let's do this. This is Joe Garcia. Like I said, I'm the host of the Fan Cave. We have had some amazing podcasts that just literally we've been doing for the last 5 or 6 times, right?
Flowing through the door.
I mean, I've actually loved every minute of it. We've got, a basketball player. We've got some cheerleaders. We've did some one-on-ones. And now we actually get to sit down with a very, very interesting guest that we have. We're going to introduce her here in a second. But first, we need to go over some stuff. Again, this is the Fan Inc. podcast. Real quick, let's go over our socials real quick.
Yeah, so you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at MyFanInc. We have a ton of cool content there, updating all the time. We highlight all of our ambassador athletes, stuff like that. So also our app is live in the store. Go download it on the Apple and Google Play stores.
That's what's up. And just make sure we are on YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. The podcast is on Spotify and YouTube as well. And we have a bunch of cool YouTube Shorts that has just amazing content.
Love it. All right. And like I said, this is my co-host. Again, I'm Joe Garcia, and this is what this show is all about. This show is all about bringing athletes into Fan Inc. to understand the daily life of an athlete, or in this case, the Collegiate Defender of Texas Tech Soccer. This is Kylie. So Kylie, I'm going to need your name, I'm going to need your classification, where you're from, and of course, what is your major?
Okay, so my name is Kylie Bhar. I am a sophomore, and my major is business marketing.
Business marketing.
Ooh, that was my major.
See that?
Yeah.
We're already connecting right now because I actually have been a business minor as well. So that's totally awesome. I love soccer. And when I say I love soccer, I love the World Cup. I love pretty much almost any sport when it comes to tennis, golf. I just am that person that really hones in on certain sports or whatever it could be. But soccer has really taken a grasp of me. And I'm really excited about this episode because, like I said, this is what opened the doors as a collegiate female Texas Tech former soccer player. Kind of taught me soccer. Mm-hmm. So, this is going to be a very exciting episode. I'm really excited to get and drill down into this. But first things first, real quick, we have our ad sponsor real quick. That is the Fan Inc. App. And that is, Ben, I'll let you go ahead and take over on that.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the app is live in the store. Awesome platform, NIL platform that also banks our college athletes. And Kylie's on board. She's one of our ambassadors as well. So, again, man, it's an opportunity for athletes and student athletes to get out there, get banked, and make some NIL money. And
that app is available for download on
the Google Play and Apple app stores.
So be sure to go check that out right now. Download it. Super simple, easy on board. But let's get into this, all right? Let's get into this. Like I said, I'm just so excited about this because I watch the World Cup, women's, men's, and I love how it's a month long, so it's like I have to plan my whole schedule around.
Sometimes wake up extra early, yeah, right? Just depending on.
And so, to see how amazing Texas Tech soccer season this year has been, it's been phenomenal. I just want to let you know. I actually have one of my ex-football players. His little niece actually plays for Texas Tech, so I've been getting the highlights of every game. It's been really nice to be following you. So, I did. So my very first collegiate soccer game was at Texas Tech. And she did. She sat back behind me. She showed me what the goal of soccer was because I honestly thought it was just kind of like kick it around and try to make it in, but it's actually plays. There's defense, offense. It's amazing, and how we're going to break that down a little bit too for my users at home, okay? So, one thing I've always women's soccer is the physicality of the game that y'all bring. And it's amazing when you see the men compared to seeing the females really go after it. And it's like exciting to watch them play. They'll play with like a chip on y'all's shoulder. Do you have like a good story that you could talk about? See, like she's like giggling a little bit because she knows she's like, I'll just put somebody down, like, and she's a defender, so this is gonna be good, you know.
I feel like I have a couple, but last year, my freshman year, we were playing Washington, and this was like my first yellow card of the season, and there was like a loose ball, and I went to go get the ball and tackle, but the girl was trying to like do a spin on the ball, so I hit the ball, but then she hit me, but she did like a 360, 720, whatever you want to call it, and like smacked the ground, and it wasn't a foul. That's a very unpopular opinion, but it wasn't a foul. It wasn't a foul, but I did get my first yellow card. Okay. So that was that.
Why do we not have a yellow card? Why do we not have a yellow card and a red card right here? Because that would have been perfect to be like, just to do it. Yeah. I always want to just put it up, you know?
Yeah. I agree. So when you say you were going in for the tackle, explain that, because I think when we think of tackle, you know, you think of actually tackling someone. So kind of run through that.
Basically, I just go with a lot of power, a lot of force, and go in to win the ball. Okay. So foot first, obviously always try and get contact of the ball first, or else, I mean, if you just get body contact, you're going to get called foul. But just like tackling, it's kind of just like body to body, leg to leg, foot to foot kind of contact.
Gotcha.
And you've got to get there and you've got to touch the ball before you touch the other opponent. Is that correct? Yeah. And then that's where it becomes into the yellow card or red card if it's more aggressive and intentional.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Nice. So like I said, this is what I just have noticed about women's soccer is the physicality. I mean, it is amazing how y'all are disciplined though, and y'all know how to pass the ball and try to just dink it in. Is that what y'all call it? Like headbutt?
Dink it in.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think they call it that.
Well, in my head, that's what I'm thinking. Dink it in, right?
A little dink.
Do not make a short out of that.
That's definitely going on. A dinker. Oh man.
Well, cool. Like I said, let's get started with this amazing. Like I said, this podcast. I'm just so pumped because I want to. There's a lot of users or fans, should I say, that just know soccer, but they don't know soccer like you, especially, or myself. Because, like I said, I like to pat myself on the back and know that I know a little, except dink, okay?
Obviously, you don't know it. You don't know enough.
I'm always like, dink, I swear, that's why I said that. All right?
Wait, maybe that's something new, though. Maybe you were going to start a trend here.
There we go.
Dinker. Soccer logo.
Lingo.
Soccer lingo.
Oh, man. It's been a day.
No, you're good. You're good. So, and this is what I called it, and I called this podcast The Last Line, basically being the insights of a collegiate defender. Because there is offense, there is defense, but the positioning is a little bit different. And I like you're on that back line. Would I agree to say that you're on the back line?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so, we're going to just break down the soccer realm. We're going to break down Texas Tech soccer, y'all's amazing season, and we're just going to kind of go through there, okay? So real quick, talk to us. Tell us your journey and like what got you into soccer.
So I actually played every single sport growing up.
Okay.
Like, name when I've played it, except softball. I was always really scared of softball because I didn't want to. I literally told my mom, I was like, I don't want to play a sport where there's just like a ball flying at my face, which is funny because I play that now. Like I take headers and whatnot, but I just played every sport growing up, and then my sister was the first one who got into soccer, and so obviously being the little sister, I wanted to follow in her footsteps. So I started playing soccer when I was like 4, and it was just the one sport that I could like never not want to go to.
Okay.
Like I could never let go of it. I never got sick of it. I still never get sick of it. And so that's kind of where I was just like, okay, like this is going to be the sport for me.
Okay. So you say you were a multi-sport athlete.
Yeah.
But you just kind of stuck with soccer throughout your high school. Now, of course, clearly at college, correct?
Yeah. So mainly throughout my childhood, I played soccer and I ran track.
Okay.
Track and soccer were like my top two. I like dabbled in basketball a little bit. I don't have very good hand-eye coordination, but I played basketball for a little bit and just all the other sports. I was a ballerina at one point, but soccer was always the number one in my heart.
So talk to me. What made you want to pick the defensive side of soccer? Like kind of because, again, no striking. There's the goalie. Like, what made you want to be like that back line, that defending line?
So I used to be in offense for a long time, and then it's funny. I actually, one of my like former teammates who now plays at Baylor, she took my spot because she was better than me in the attack, and so then my coach was like, "Oh, I think you'd be a good like outside back defender," and I was like, "Okay." So then I tried it, and it just like clicked. Like I was a lot better at that than I was like strictly offense.
Okay. So sitting on the back line, is the scoring opportunity kind of the same? Because I kind of envision hockey in the same setup. You have the defenders and stuff. They do score goals, but how does that? I mean, do you have the same amount of chances to score a goal, or is it usually you're basically protecting kind of the backfield?
It kind of depends on the team and the style of play, but the way that Texas Tech plays, our outside backs, which is what I am, we get into the attack a lot. Like, we have a lot of assists. Like Macy Blackburn had 2 goals on the season before she got injured. Like Hannah Anderson scores so many header goals, it's insane. Like our back line does get a lot of goals and a lot of opportunities to score, but I mean, of course, you have like our center forwards like Ashley Williams, who's killing it, and Alex Kerr, who they have in the double digits of goals on the season. But
nice.
So I'd assume you're pretty fast. Would I be wrong to say that? Are you quick? I'm assuming because
we could race out in the parking lot after this. Not me.
Just
y'all
talked
too.
about this.
Yeah,
Man.
we did.
I actually I pulled my hamstring because I wanted to race one time. I will never do that. I will bow out gracefully on that.
Yeah.
So tell me, what's your earliest childhood memory on just kind of soccer in general? Like you said, soccer is something you just love to do. I'll be honest with you. I tried soccer, and I think I was tired of running to get water, running to get a goal, running to the car. Like every time it was always running. So I was like, I don't think I want to do this, Mom. There's too much running involved.
Yeah.
Actually, this is funny. My first memory that I can think back to is when I was still in offense, and it was like the goalkeeper hit the ball, and I was really young still, and we had goalkeepers somehow, but the goalkeeper hit the ball, and it bounced off of her, and I was like, I'm going to go score. And I missed the ball, hit her in the face, and give her like a bloody nose. That's my first memory I have of soccer.
Oh man!
It's like fun.
And you came back. You came back to it. You know, that would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this ever again. Especially as a little kid. You know?
I just love even the little kids when they're just running around doing their little thing, and like so. See, aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
well, there's a viral video that's going around TikTok, and it's like it's some little young kids playing soccer, and this kid kicks it, hits one kid in the face, and then another kid comes up, hits the other kid in the face, and then third kid gets hit in the face by the same ball and the same person. Like those kids are like, I'm done with this. So we'll definitely have to roll that when we edit this out. But it is hilarious.
So that is so good. So tell me, like, and I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I'm a former athlete. I played football at Texas Tech under the Coach Leach era, so it was a very amazing time, and it has helped me shape me to the individual who I am today. And so, how is soccer? How has it helped you, like, kind of pre-collegiate, and of course, collegiate? How has that just shaped you as an individual?
Yeah, I think it's definitely helped me learn a lot of discipline.
Okay.
A lot of discipline, especially my mom makes so much fun of me when I say it like that. Especially
Hi, Mom.
Especially when you have practices like after school, for example, or in high school when you're playing a bunch of different sports still because you haven't necessarily chosen the sport that you like. Or one thing that I didn't realize I needed so much discipline with soccer with was in the spring of my freshman year, we had Monday 6 a.m. practice, Tuesday 6 a.m. practice, Wednesday 6 p.m. practice. Because it was just the way everybody's class schedules worked. So it's given me a lot of discipline and a lot of respect for athletes and just anybody who is involved in sports. Like, there's so much that people don't really see that we have to go through every day. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes after lift and I have to walk to class, I don't want to walk to class. I'm tired. Like, my legs hurt.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why NIL is so important, right? And I know that's kind of what we're all here for and to talk about too later on in this. But it's the work, and every athlete that's come in to do our podcast. I mean, it's just like they don't have time to do a lot of things, and so being able to benefit off your name, image, and likeness is crucial, especially when you don't have time to do anything. You can't have a second job.
Yeah.
So
and that's what, just to kind of elaborate a little bit more, is the dedication, and like you said, the drive to be able to be disciplined enough to show up every day and put in this work that's 300 days, because in season is 3 months. A total of 90 days, almost. So I said that wrong. So it basically, but long story short, this is why having that found respect for, soccer, for our cheerleaders, for our basketball, that's the one thing that we can just kind of wrap around and see is the hard work y'all put in to even be operating at y'all's level. So like I said, I just get so pumped when I hear that, because I know exactly what you're talking about. So how has some of those adversities, I know this season y'all have had a couple, especially what was it, the Big 12 championship? That was freaking amazing. Okay, so or the Texas game. I'm sorry, I kind of jumped myself, but that Texas game. So tell me, has there been really hard adversities that you went through in season, during season? You have it on the top of your head?
I would just have to say probably just game schedule.
Yeah.
I've never ran as much as I did in high school as I have in college. Because we wear the catapults, which track so much of our stuff, but the main thing was our number of accelerations and decelerations is how many miles you run in a game. My freshman year, I was running, and this year too, I run 8.5 miles every single game. And so going from Thursday games at 7 p.m.
Oh no.
to a Sunday game at 1 p.m., it's just a quick turnaround. It's a really quick turnaround. Or even in the Big 12 tournament, we played with one game or one off day in between. Yeah.
I don't think I drive 8 miles in a day in my vehicle.
Not here, I'm sure. Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I want to go back to the technology. I'm a big technology guy. Yeah. So you talked about this system or something that tracks you guys. Does it track you as well during games and in practice?
Yeah.
So you know exactly how much energy you've burned and all that?
Yeah. So the catapult, there's so many different brands of it and different levels, I guess, or branches, but of the same thing. But the catapult, it's basically like a sports bra with a little pocket in the back, and you put it's like a pod. It's about this big.
Gotcha. And
so it tracks your player load and how many sprints you have and how long of, or how we call it our high speed running distance. So how much of that you have, and a lot of the times we'll do what we call top ups, which are striders to keep that distance where we want it to be, so we stay healthy and keep our muscles at our top performance.
Right. Is that being monitored during the game, or is it after the fact? Was it being monitored during the game?
So it gets monitored. We always wear them every single practice, every single game, and then we just put all of our little pods in this little case, and it just downloads directly to the computer, and they get the information out that night. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's cool. Imagine having that technology, and this is why these athletes are able to operate at such a high level now.
Right. Yep.
Is because I never knew that was a thing.
Right.
And it's amazing. It
that
tracks
cool.
your top speed and everything. So talk to me a little bit about the since we're on that topic of technology, talk to me a little bit about the working out portion. In season, I'm assuming is a little bit different, but then off season, I'm assuming is that a big thing to keep track of how you lift weights, endurance, everything like that?
Yeah, so I guess we have 2 different off seasons. I would say we have the summer off season, but it's technically preseason, and then we have spring, which is off season, but we also call it preseason because you're preparing for the next year. But in spring, for example, we lift a lot more. We try and build more muscle mass, and we start to rebuild our what's the word I'm looking for? Endurance running and our sprints and speed and stuff like that. And then in the summer, we have a lot of running workouts. We don't lift we have different sort of lifts. So like in the spring, our lift is a lot higher of a load, and then in the summer and during season, it's a lot lower of a load, but it's a lot more like activation and just kind of keeping us healthy.
Nice.
Gotcha. And I know, like I said, you talked a little bit that she is a FANIC representative. Talk to us a little bit about that just real quick, like on the representation side, because this does open the doors. Again, that's what I love about NIL is the fact that not only is it just tied to either football, basketball, but it opens up for everyone, right?
Right. And so Kylie's one of our brand ambassadors, and we have around 17 or 18 of them, and they've been really huge in helping us kind of launch this with other athletes, right? It's the FOMO. It's like, man, that athlete's doing this. I want to do that as well. So we've seen mass success, and we're able to have basketball players and football players and soccer representation. And so it's been awesome, really. It's really helped us kind of get to that next stage and really communicating out like what our platform is and what the vision is. So it's been awesome.
So whenever I was a freshman, when I got here, one thing I noticed was the speed changed dramatically from high school to collegiate, right? Like it just changed. And so talk to me, how has it changed whenever you were kind of in high school, your freshman year to now? And the second year for me, it was like everything clicked and it was just easier. How's that been for you? How's that transition been?
Well, so in high school, my club team was actually, we were one of the best teams in the nation. Thank you.
That's awesome.
We were one of the best teams in the nation, and so they prepared me really well for college.
Nice.
The main difference was the speed of play.
Yes.
Passes are harder, quicker. People move around faster to places that you didn't know, and there's a lot more movement going on, and just it seems like everybody is reading the next page and you're reading the title.
Yep.
That's how I felt
That's a good analogy. It's a really good analogy.
That's how I felt for probably just preseason and just having to quickly adapt and learn how to play that fast. But then, honestly, I feel like my freshman year it clicked. I kind of just got into it. I got into my rhythm. I played the way that I know how to play, and I kind of just meshed in with the team pretty well and had a good freshman year.
Nice. And I say that because you mentioned the passing, right? And that's why I like watching the World Cup or watching just in general soccer and the fundamentals of soccer, right? And I noticed this, I feel like the European countries, they pass a little bit more, whereas in South America, they'll cross you over and you'll just kind of be with two left ankles, It's kind of more one-on-one type stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, I just always find it very interesting to see the transitioning from high school to freshman year, and then after that, it just kind of clicks. So,
yeah.
So who's been your most influential person that you kind of just that person that name, that's them, okay? That's kind of put you to this mindset you have, because you have a pretty rockin', I liked how you said you're so confident on, when I played high school soccer, we were the best. And I'm like, that's the personality I see. So who's your person?
She's actually on our team.
Okay.
Which camera do I look at?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Hannah Anderson. She is our center back, obviously. I mean, if you don't know her by now, what are you doing? But yeah, I mean, she just she took my competitiveness. I've always been such a competitive person, but it hit a new level when I came to college, and she just taught me so much in defending. I didn't know that there was a certain way to defend, and keeping people down the line compared to letting them cut inside. And there's just so much that she's taught me with soccer. I'm like, please remember me when you're famous.
Maybe we can bring her on and you can co-host. Bring her on a podcast. That'd be awesome.
What's the greatest thing about this is we can bring on anybody, right?
For sure.
And we can just set it up to where we get to meet individuals and talk about life, about anything, okay?
Right.
So that's actually amazing. So one thing, how do you balance, and especially now that y'all are in, what do we call that? Because you know how what the big turning, which is not the big turning.
Postseason.
Okay. So how do you balance academics and athletics? Because that was really tough for being an ex-football player. It was tough for me. So y'all's games are scheduled kind of throughout the week. So how does the traveling, how does the academics work? Talk about a little bit about that.
Well, so if we have a Thursday game, we'll leave on Wednesday. Okay. And we'll be gone. So say we have Thursday, Sunday away, then we're gone from Wednesday to Sunday. So,
wow.
Yeah. We're gone for a majority of the week. So with that, I mean, just with scheduling classes anyways, we try, or at least I try to take as many online classes as I can because it just makes it easier. Okay. Like I'm not having to miss as much class. Like this year, for example, I have 3 onlines and 1 in person. And just with being in person, like we just have to make sure that we let our teacher know that we're on the soccer team, like we're not going to be there all the time. And majority of the time, the teachers are so good about helping athletes with travel and getting the work that they missed and all that stuff. But I mean, I just try and stay ahead. I just try and do as much work ahead as possible. And it just makes traveling so much easier. It makes having your head clear on game days because you're like, oh, I don't have this due night. No, because I did that a week ago. So That's what I try and do.
You know, that to me, to know that you're out, especially sometimes from Wednesday to Sunday, that's tough. You know, at least I had like Monday to where we had a day that we could just focus in on school, and that was a given every single week. Whereas I don't know if I could have done that. Like Wednesday through, that is nuts.
The midweek stuff is crazy.
Holy moly.
It really chops it up.
And especially, you know, I'm super pumped because, you know, y'all start, and I don't know why I'm struggling with why I want, like, it's not postseason. What do y'all call this tournament?
NCAA tournament.
Okay.
Just like the other ones.
Just like the other ones? Because I want to call it March Madness or the Big Dance. Oh, yeah. But I can't say that because it's not basketball.
What was your word earlier? Ding?
Oh,
what was it? What was it?
You're going to keep bringing that up?
Yeah.
So
Maybe we'll call that the tournament that.
The Ding tournament?
I am embarrassed now. So
it's the Big Ding tournament.
It's the Big Ding.
On that, we're going to go to an ad real quick, okay? So, again, this segment is also brought to you by Fan Inc. Fan Inc, to me, I absolutely respect this company because of what they've done to NIL. They've opened the doors. They've made it super simple for athletes to onboard. They've made it simple for fans to download, to be able to be connected to the athlete, to support said athlete either in soccer, either in basketball, either being a cheerleader. That's what I thought was really cool, is it just opens the door up to everything. Right. Ben, you have anything to elaborate a little bit on that?
I think you did a good job. Again, it's a platform, kind of a NIL toolkit, and again, we're banking the athlete and making sure they have proper information regarding taxes and all of that stuff, because at the end of the day, we all know banking is going to be a part of your life, whether you like it or not. So we hope that the introduction of this and to the financial literacy tools and the communication there is going to help kind of build that platform for them.
Nice.
Yep.
So back to you real quick, okay? So when's your game? When do you play?
For the first tournament?
Yes.
Friday.
All right. So what is your pregame ritual?
So,
because everybody has one. I feel like I have mine. I went ahead and put on a couple of songs that I had to play. I had to put on my pants in a certain way. Like that was my ritual. So what's yours? She laughs because I know you had no.
It's so funny because every single athlete has their own thing like that. And it's funny hearing every single person's, because they're all so different. But I always have, this is like before the pregame meal, which is normally like 3 hours before the game.
Okay.
I have an energy drink. Okay. But so I'm not like cracked out, but I'm like, I have like that extra boost of energy, but I'm not like cracked out. And then this is really controversial. I put on all my left side stuff before my right. So like left sock, left shin guard, right shin guard. But people
superstitious, right?
Superstitious.
Yeah. Why is it controversial? Why is there controversy?
I feel like a lot of people put on right before left.
Man, I don't even know. What do you do?
I'm not gonna lie, because I did the same thing.
Really?
Well, see, what I did was I waited till like the last 5 minutes to get ready, and I was like, just started going. But I'd go left, right, because it was like my brain worked that way. So I was like, I did the same thing. So
that's cool.
You know, ritual. I like that.
Yeah.
My favorite part though is, do y'all know what like those? It's so funny. Like the cat worm toys they're like the fuzzy little, they're probably like this big, and they have like 2 googly eyeballs on them, and they're to like a line of fishing line.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have those hung everywhere in our facility. Like in our locker room, every single person has a wormy that is like a certain color that we think represents them.
Okay.
So since me and Madison White were the ones who like bought the wormies, I have like every single color above my locker, and then she has like 4. And then like Ashley Williams, for example, she absolutely like loves Halloween. It's her favorite thing ever. And so she has like a purple, orange, and black one because of the Halloween colors.
Halloween.
So, and during pregame songs, we have this one song that says like money. And so instead of like doing this with cash, we do that with like the worms. So there's just like worms everywhere in the locker room.
Like, it's like the unofficial mascot of the Texas Tech women's soccer, right?
Yeah.
The wormy. I like it.
And nobody knows what the wormy actually means except our team. Like our coach will have, when we have like recruits come in, there will be moms that are like, oh, what does a worm mean? And Tom's like, you gotta ask Kylie. Like, I don't even know.
I can't even explain it, right? He's like, I don't even know.
He's like, I don't even know.
That's
and then
awesome.
they'll ask me, and I'm like, I'll tell you if you come here. Like,
that is
Right.
good.
That's awesome.
That's always a good thing to have, because I believe it brings a very strong, group, just bonding thing that y'all have that no one else can have, unless you're a part of that team. So, soccer, how do y'all handle that pressure? And how are you handling the mental capacity of going into this weekend? Because like you said before we started, she was like, I've been interviewing. We've had a lot of stuff happening. So I like how cool, calm, and collected you have been. So talk a little bit about that. Like, how are you getting ready? How's your team getting ready for what's to come this weekend?
Well, first off, I just feel like I perform really well under pressure.
I like that.
Like big games is when I ball out because I'm just so dialed in. But our team has just been we've just been so focused. We have always talked about this entire season, like we're not looking forward to the Big 12. We're looking beyond that. Like we're looking to November and December. And so that's what our team has been doing. Like we just haven't been satisfied with winning this big game or winning the Big 12 tournament or the Big 12 regular season. Not that we aren't happy about that, but we're looking beyond it. Like we're still hungry for whatever is to come.
I like that. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
I kind of want to go out the tunnel with them.
Yeah.
Be like, let's go.
You're not going to go play soccer, though. There's too much running. We've already...
I know. Man. Steps are my arch nemesis. So
Yeah. Maybe you can get it on the video game or something, you know what I mean? You can play some FIFA.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
So, and I know we wanted to talk a little bit about this. So, in help me out with your responsibility. That back line. I feel like, is it usually depending on y'all's defense, either be like 1-4, 1-1, or whatever the case may be. How do y'all communicate? I mean, y'all been playing so well, so long together. Y'all just know how to be strong together, because when they're attacking, I mean, it looks like y'all just have it so planned and orchestrated. But then when y'all on the offensive, y'all know exactly what y'all are doing. So, of course, I'm not trying to get all the answers to the test, but just kind of explain a little bit on kind of what that back line does when the offense is on attack, and then when y'all are on attack, what y'all will do. Like you said, you were kind of coming from the sides, trying to get headers in and everything like that. Yeah,
so our back line is one of the biggest things we say is when our offense is attacking, we need to set up our back line.
Yes.
So just when we're in their attacking third, having our center mids pick up players and step to people, so if the ball flies out, they're right on that player. It's not just them being open and on a counterattack.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, honestly, it's a lot of just team chemistry.
Yes.
I've never been on a team that has had this much team chemistry, and I just know I could call any single person on the team and they would drop everything for whatever I needed. And so, I mean, I think that feeds into the way that we play. We play like a family, and you're going to do whatever you're going to do for your family. Whatever you need to do, you're going to do. And that's just kind of how our team is.
I see. It just, I don't know. I don't know why.
That's good.
She's got to be the leader of this team, like, because I'm getting pumped. Like,
Right.
I'm ready to go, dribble this ball and like cross someone over. I actually have an employee that actually used to play D2 soccer, and I always give her a hard time. Like, I think I'd cross you over. I'm pretty sure I would. And she laughs just like this.
Yeah.
Just because I'm competitive, and I'm just like, I see that.
Like, I could do that. I could do that.
I think I could cross you because she's a defender. Yeah. So, what's your favorite drill when it comes to kind of getting prepped and getting ready for, during practice?
It's called flying changes. It's basically like 1v1, 2v1, 3v2, 4v3, 4v4, and you're just going back and forth. And it's like really high pace, really intense, super, super competitive. Like, hate losing. I hate losing more than I like winning. And that's another big thing about our team. We're just very, very, very competitive. And we talk about this a lot too. Like, we need to beat down on each other so we're prepared for when other teams do that. Like, if we take it light on each other, then we're not going to be ready for when another team is going to give it their all against us.
Do you see this energy that when I say, though, like, as far as the physicality, the communication, that she knows that when stuff's going to happen, like, we are a team and we're going to just attack. We're going to get this done. I like when someone says they hate to lose. I hate to lose as well.
Yeah.
I have a story about losing, and my mom kind of, set the tone in my life to where it was like, we don't lose in this house. Like, we don't lose in this family. And so I understand that feeling. Like, I got to win at anything cornhole. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter. I've got to win. Pinochle doesn't matter.
That's actually exactly how my family is. And especially my sister, sorry, Mom, hi, Mom. My sister and I, because we both play soccer, we both play the same position. So a lot of the times, just with anything in life, we butt heads.
Yes.
And so I don't know if y'all remember, it was a big thing going around in like TikTok and social media is when you'd like fill your mouth with water and you'd have the tortillas and you'd slap each other.
Them. Yeah. The slap challenge. You ever see that?
I have seen
with the tortillas.
Yes.
The way that my sister and I are so competitive that it's like, bam, like as hard as you can. Slap them so hard the tortilla rips out of your hand, flies across the room. But that's just like how my family is. Or we'll go bowling together sometimes. Or we have like this tradition of after, I want to say Thanksgiving, we always go bowling. And this is actually how we got like my dog. We bet my mom because she was in a bowling league when she was young. She doesn't like when people say that either. So
does she still have the bowling shirt and all that?
I don't know. I need to ask her that. But she was in a bowling league when she was young, so like she thinks she's all that, and she is good.
She's good.
So we were like, okay, if each one of us in the family beats you in a round of bowling, like we get a dog. And she was like, yeah, because she's so competitive and she's so confident in herself. She's like, that's never gonna happen. Every single one of us had the best game of our life. Beat her. We got a dog.
Oh man. I bet she never lived that one down. Well, obviously, you're still telling the story now. That's insane.
Okay, so you're going to have to tell her. What's your mom's name? She sounds like a very cool person.
Sherry.
Well, like I said, hello, Sherry.
Shout out to Sherry.
Shout out. And I love, so you say your sister played soccer as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so y'all's just family have that, competition, competitive nature and spirit,
mm-hmm.
okay? So, okay, well, Ben, do you have anything real quick?
No, I don't think so, man. I think this has been amazing. Kudos seriously on the historical run that you guys are going through right now. We'll be rooting you on Friday as loud as we can, and it's exciting. It's exciting for Texas Tech to see a sport like soccer just really level up, and y'all are balling out. Like, seriously, it's awesome.
Thank you.
So what's the best collegiate advice that you can kind of give to people that are in soccer that kind of want to pursue it? You have any good advice? Because like I said, there's a lot of, young kids that are 13 to 18 that are just kind of like, hey, that looks cool. Like, they're going to see this and they're going to be like, I like that girl and I want to kind of be this girl. So do you have any good advice for any youngins out there?
Honestly, I would say stick it out and stay dedicated. Like, I know in high school that sometimes there were moments where I was like, I don't really like soccer right now. Or when I was maybe going through just some sort of adversity with like my touches, or I couldn't shoot the ball for some reason or something like that. It's kind of just like, I mean, our coach always says it like, on the other side of adversity is greatness, so you kind of just got to face it and go through it, and kind of just knowing like not everything is going to come easy, but you're going to have your teammates around you, and like obviously the place that you're going to go to and the coaches want the best for you, and they're going to help you develop, and so just to stick it out.
Stick it out.
Just stick it out.
That's one big thing I always say is like not quitting and just sticking it out, staying with the grind, trusting the process, and then it just and I'm excited for this weekend because of the position y'all are in. Y'all are in an amazing position for Texas Tech to do something that no one's ever done. And that's why I'm just like,
I know.
You know,
It's exciting.
Hearing these stories and hearing all this stuff. So, do you have any plans? I know you said post, soccer. I don't like talking about post soccer, but marketing. I'm not gonna lie, you actually do very well with, just like I said, how calm you are and collected. So, do you have any ideas on like what you want to do in the future post soccer?
Well, post collegiate soccer, I would like to play soccer.
That's why I said post soccer, because I believe that you can go on to the next level.
So that would be really cool. I would love to play soccer as long as possible.
Yes.
But kind of just with marketing, like I love to talk. I never shut up. So, I mean, just kind of anything in that realm. I love sports. I'd love to stay in sports. I haven't really thought too much about it, though.
Yeah, because you don't need to, right? And that's what I say is like I always just like to look to see to the future. I know whenever I kind of was playing, I was kind of like, taking that next step. That's always the goal, is to get into that professional realm of football. So, but then after that, I was kind of like, I know I wanted to be a businessman, and I wanted to be something more than athletics, because that's where my mind was. So it's always good to just find out what it could be and the possibility. But like I said, you got, an amazing road ahead. I'm super pumped because now whenever I'm watching the game, I'll be like, I know that one. I know guys. I might have like your big head or something and stand out there like, I know this person.
Or one of those, what's the worm thing called again?
Wormies.
A wormy. You could have a wormy.
I could just have a big head and put Dink on it right on the
Yeah.
That would be the
Dink.
sign.
Oh, I got it. Dink is the name of the wormy that you're going to adopt.
You should get a wormy costume.
I should get a wormy costume.
Wormy costume.
Yes. Hashtag wormy. Yeah.
I love it. Well,
I love it.
And this is why I love bringing in, athletes so that we can tell a story, tell your story, and understand what it takes to be a collegiate soccer athlete for Texas Tech. Yeah. And just, this is why I love what I do. What about you? What about you, man?
I think we're good, man. I again appreciate you coming by. I think we'll probably do a round 2 of this and get creative, and we definitely want to hear more as the postseason run takes place. And it's exciting times for Texas Tech soccer, that's for sure.
I'm so pumped. Let's go over, give a shout out real quick to your Instagram. Any handles you want to give a shout out to? My
Instagram is Kylie.Bhar. My Twitter is just Kylie Bhar, and either one of those, if you look them up on anything, that's generally the
platform.
And just know that she does have your Fan Inc.
Yep, she's got her profile on Fan Inc. Go download the app, send her some NIL money, and to congratulate the crazy cool run that's about to happen. So I'm super pumped. That's why I kind of just didn't want to talk about a little bit all those questions. I was like, no, I want to wait on those just a little bit because I want to save those for after, because I think it's going to be an awesome time after we talk about this. So, our next show, we have some pretty good stuff lined up. Yeah. And again, like I said, this is the Fan Inc. podcast. I'd like to thank my co-host, Ben. But more importantly, I'd like to give a big shout out and thanks to Kylie Bhar, because she's amazing. And you did such a great job on this. And thank you for taking the time out to come chat with us. Like, you're a busy woman, as you can see, the whole time just talking. So do you have anything else? That's it, man. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and sign off. And like I said, we'll see you on the next episode.